This video is sponsored by Squarespace. When I was a kid, I went through a powerful origami phase. I think this is very common, but I was wondering, is it possible to make origami out of clay? This is our challenge today. Okay, so I decided to try using index cards for this project, mostly because I'm worried that this is going to be too fragile. Like, I feel like I need a paper that's a little bit more robust because, spoiler alert, we're going to be dipping it in slip. And normal paper, I feel like is just gonna, you know? So I'm gonna try and use these index cards. The tricky thing about these though is I feel like it's going to be hard to get these very precise folds that we're gonna need for this. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. I also need to make them square. Okay, that was really tricky, not gonna lie. They're not as precise as I wish they would be, but I now know why origami paper is so thin. This guy here, this bone folder, was super helpful for the record. I think it's gonna be fine because they're gonna get covered in slip. So you're probably wondering now, how am I going to do this? So first I'm going to attach some string, some thread to them. Attaching it not too close to the top because the crane is gonna get wet when we dunk it in slip, so I don't want the paper to break. There easily might be a better way to do this, I just have no idea. I haven't tried this before, so you guys are experiencing it with me for the first time, and we shall see if it works. Honestly, I don't know if it's gonna work. We'll see. And then we need some slip. So I made this slip yesterday with just some scraps of white clay. All you wanna do, you wanna process it exactly like reclaim, just let them dry out and then put them in a jar of some kind with some water. And then I made this slip pretty wet, like it's pretty wet slip. I think I might have to sieve it though, TBH. I made 4 of these guys because I feel like this is going to be like a high failure rate kind of piece. We'll see. But I am going to sieve this just to be safe. It's a little lumpy. I'm just gonna transfer it from this container to this other one and hopefully that will get rid of some lumps. I have no idea how fine this sieve is, otherwise I'd tell you. This is just a sieve that's from like a grocery store kind of a thing. Hopefully it's not too fine and the clay actually goes through. Yeah, we're good. So just like sieving flour, this is like just gonna break up those chonky chunks and hopefully make it all more even. Because I feel like, I mean, these guys are so small. I worry about losing definition and I worry about it just turning into like a gloppy mess. I might have to add more water too, but the trick is like, I don't want to add too much water and make it really wet because then it could just turn into like a soppy mess. So there's lots of opportunities for this to go wrong. The other thing that could go wrong is that I'm not able to apply the clay thickly enough and then it just like fires to nothing because Why am I so off center? Because the whole premise of this is that the paper is gonna burn off and the clay will remain, right? That's the whole idea behind this. This is the magic of, turning paper into clay. But if I can't get it thick enough, as it fires, it's just gonna like crumble into nothingness, right? So we shall see. Okay, I feel like it's the right consistency, but I genuinely do not know. This is what we're working with. I don't know. Let's take a little break to talk about today's sponsor, Squarespace. Squarespace is an all-in-one website platform that artisan entrepreneurs use to stand out and succeed online. I've been using Squarespace ever since I started my online business because it has incredibly easy-to-use features, including their drag-and-drop website builder and integrated SEO tools. Whether you're just starting out or managing a thriving brand, Squarespace makes it easy to create a beautiful website to sell anything from physical products to memberships, digital products, and even services. You can also schedule appointments, create on-brand invoices, and send newsletters. And for the artists watching, I know you will love their cutting-edge design tools, where you can create a bespoke website that perfectly fits your brand or business. So head to squarespace.com right now for a free trial, and when you're ready to launch, go to squarespace.com/potterytothepeople for 10% off your very first website or domain. Now let's get back to the video. I'm gonna try and dip it now. I'm telling myself that the first one, if it gets messed up, it's fine, because we've got 3 more, and we can adjust the slip. So shall I choose my ugliest one? So the whole point of the string is that I can fully submerge it in one go. And the question is, do I also like hold it under there for a minute like I would for glaze? Probably not. I think I'm gonna need to push it under as well. Ooh, I should get like a drop zone board with newspaper so I can drop it on, because I don't think I'm gonna be able to touch it for a good while it's drying. Should we do this? Okay. Yeah, he doesn't go in. Push. Ooh, that is thick. That is thick. It's looking okay, I think. It's gonna also suck itself up. Like, a lot of these things will get more defined when the water evaporates. So I feel like I need to also cut this string right away, because what if, I don't know. What if something? Oh no. Okay, wait. I feel like that was a bad idea. Need sharper scissors! Okay, that was not smooth. Does it make sense to take the string off before or after? His wing folds are starting to unfurl a little bit. It's not looking super good. The thing is, I feel like my slip is actually good. I don't want to make it any thinner because I don't want it to fall apart. I also don't want to dip it again. I don't want to dip it twice because I feel like that would be a disaster. His head is starting to come up. Stay down. I don't know. Okay, I'm not going to touch it. I'm not going to touch it. It's okay if it ends up a little loosey-goosey. Maybe I double crease this head. I think for the rest, I'm not going to cut the string. I don't know if that could be a disaster, but I feel like I don't want to touch it after I'm done dipping it. So let's just go for it. It's so floppy. I mean, the string will also burn off, obviously, but I'm worried it's gonna leave like a ridge there or something. It's gonna be like visible. I'm gonna remove the string in the next one. I'm gonna remove the string in the next one. I don't think this is the way to do it. Okay, I got my crochet scissors, which are actually embroidery scissors, and we're gonna use this to cut the string before we drop him. Last 2, let's do it. We can do this. I don't know why, but I feel like I have to be super fast when I do this. Maybe that's not true. Whoa, see, that was smooth. Okay, this is what we wanted. Last one, be good. Oh, what a luxury just to have sharp scissors. Okay, y'all. Now it's just a waiting game. We're gonna let them dry. Hopefully they don't completely fall apart when they dry. And if they don't, pop them in the kiln. I hope that at least one of them survives because I find them very cute. See you in a few days. The kiln is ready to open, and let us set our expectations here. At least one will have crumbled. My thing is I worry that I applied the slip too thin, but we shall see. Ooh. Okay. These things are light as a feather. There's definitely some ash, yeah, in here. It looks like there's paper here still, but this has to be ash. Yeah, it's just crumbling. You see that? Yeah. They're more, oh. Literally, I was about to say they're more sturdy than I thought they would be. Okay, I have to be very careful with these guys. I got one crane down. I kind of want to break this open and see. Like, look how, can you see that? So you see how unbelievably thin this is? I don't know if you can see that, but these are delicate. Okay, let's not handle these too much then. So I'm just gonna dip them in a white glaze, I think. And I am worried that like how easy this is to break. It's like a potato chip. Considering how easy this is to break, I'm worried that like when I dip it in the glaze, just the weight of the glaze is gonna snap it. That's why we made 4, now 3. So I dipped them from their tail, so I still have to drop them in again to get the rest of the tail. But the glaze is not drying, and the reason it's not drying is because the clay is so thin, there's nowhere for the water to get sucked into. So normally, like when you glaze something, it like sucks on the glaze really quickly and it dries within a few seconds. That's because the bisque is so porous that it just sucks all the water in. Right now it's having to air dry because there's nowhere for the water to go. So I'm just gonna give these a few minutes and well, we'll see how long it takes. We have 2 survivors and I'm firing them on cookies because I don't really know what's going to happen. It's possible they completely crumble in the higher temperature of the glaze fire. So just to be safe, I put them on cookies so they don't mess up my kiln shelves. So far we have a 50% success rate. Let's hope we get at least 1 out of this kiln. All right, be good, babies. It's the next day, the kiln is cool, and it's time to see the results. I'm so nervous. If we get 1, I'm gonna be happy. But like I'm envisioning like a pile of glaze because I think there's more glaze on it than there is clay. I don't know if you can tell already, but I made a pretty significant mistake here. For some reason, I didn't think that the wings would like flop down, which of course they would. So I didn't remove the glaze from the bottom of them, which means they are glued to the cookie. Thank God I used the cookies, my goodness. And then the other thing, I'm gonna focus on the negatives first and then we're gonna switch to the positives. Some of the clay definitely burnt out. Like you can see there's holes in some of them. I'm not really sure like the mechanics of how that works. Like why did it burn out? I guess it just got so hot and just got absorbed into the glaze, I guess? I have no idea. Yeah, that's kind of a bummer. They're not as chic and elegant as I would have wanted them to be. But let's talk about positives. I mean, the idea worked. Like the proof of concept is definitely functioning. So I'm pretty excited about these. I'm gonna see if I can get them off the cookie. What can I use for this? I feel like it's so delicate since it's so thin that I don't know if this is gonna work. Okay. It's a little broken, but it's free. Do I dare do this on the other one? This one's a little bit nicer. Jeez, I can't get this one off. Okay, I don't think I can get this one off. What I'm realizing is that the glaze is also glued here. I mustn't have wiped it enough. I don't know, and I already broke him, so that's very sad. But we do have one. He's a flawed one, but he does exist. And he's actually quite cute. You know, I had an idea. I wonder if it makes more sense to do these in porcelain, because then I don't have to glaze them. I could just leave them white like the porcelain. Maybe that would be, then again, porcelain has less structure. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Well, this was an interesting experiment. I do really want to try this again. I don't feel like this was completely a failure. I did learn some things. I wonder if I should try and use a thicker slip next time. I just don't know a ton about slip. So if you guys do, please write that down below in the comments. I would love to hear some feedback on this because I don't usually work with slip. But I feel like if I got the recipe right, it would work. I feel like it would. I mean, he is pretty cool. I am pretty happy with him. We got 0.7 because he does have a hole in him, but he's otherwise very cool. All right, friends, I hope that this was interesting and exciting for you. Please, if you have any feedback on this project, I'm dying to hear from someone who knows a little bit more about working with slip or has tried something like this before. I couldn't find anyone on the internet who's done this specific project before, so I really had no frame of reference for how to do this. Your feedback is invaluable. Thank you all so much for all of the feedback you give me. And yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Bye, friends.